but it would be worth it just to be able to pick stuff up without constantly having to drop it. So we need to go back and get a screwdriver anyway, so we'll do both of those things. Hiking backpack. Of course, it has to be made out of leather. And not even like a small amount of leather. It's 100% leather. That's a real bummer, because I don't think we have enough for all that. We probably do. I really don't want to kill the trench coat. We are wearing full armor, so I don't know that the trench coat is super relevant. We'll cut up a trench coat. It feels bad to cut up such a beautiful leather trench coat. Cut up everything. What did we get? 32 leather patches. That's enough for a hiking backpack. Oh no, it's not. 37 freaking leather patches. Okay. I guess I'll go back to picking up more leather. Drop all these belts we're never going to use. Cut up leather belt. Yes. No, do all of them, please. Why, okay. We'll just do them one at a time. It's fine. It's faster to do it one at a time than to really think about it. Still one shy. Awesome. Give me... I don't want to give up the leather pants. Set it to the D key. That way you can drop your bag easily by tapping D twice. I'll be honest. I don't ever think about dropping items. I always forget to do it. But that sounds reasonable. So maybe we'll do that. Do I want to keep a kilt or do I want to keep pants? I'd rather wear a kilt anyway. What layer is the kilt on? Reinforced, the legs, normal layer. So either way, they're on the normal layer, I guess. Okay, cut up the pants. Cut up the pants. What's your 8 leather patches? Make the hiking backpack. Dispose of the freaking mace. I'm gonna pop across the room here and grab something to drink. Give me a second. Apparently our fire is still going, as can be told, seen by us dying when we breathe in smoke. Tool belts have leather. Yeah, I mean, lots of stuff has leather. I just always forget to pick it up. Houses, it used to be really hard to find leather, and oh, you know, it took us a long time to craft that. I wasn't even paying attention to that. How much? 3 hours. I mean, that's pretty reasonable for like actually sewing something yourself. I like that they're making sewing stuff take longer. I just didn't really think about it, so we did end up overheating quite a lot, and we lost a lot of daylight. So when we go back, we're not going to be able to deconstruct for as long as we initially had hoped for, more or less. Really taste the corn syrup. Delicious. Okay. So we have a big pack now, which should allow us to drop things occasionally, or to store things occasionally. No, wear the hiking backpack. Drop the travel pack. Actually, don't. Unload the travel pack. Unload. Yes. Drop the travel pack. Drop the travel pack. Problem is, the hiking thing, we're going to have to constantly repair it or make a new one from scratch. And the sheer amount of leather required is going to be an issue. So we got to keep a close eye on that so it doesn't get too damaged that we can't repair it. Because it would be much cheaper. It would be much more cost effective to do it, to repair it than to try and make a new one from scratch. So we need to keep an eye on that. So we should be able to pick this up without wielding it. Still not enough space. I have like the biggest backpack that I think I've ever seen, and I can't even put this freaking mace in it, and it's so annoying. You have a tool belt. It's not about that. I should just be able to do this without an issue. I just want to pick up the damn mace. It's a mace. It's got one heavy end and the other end is basically a stick. I can put that in the backpack. It shouldn't be this big of a freaking deal. But at least this will let us pick up the P90. I'm just so annoyed by this little like container stuff. It just drives me, freaking crazy. And then I feel bad for complaining about it because it's like, people work. Like I know Korg worked really hard on the container stuff. And I just apparently I have a low tolerance for some of this stuff. It just drives me crazy. Let's I didn't pick up the damn screwdriver. That's my fault, but it's still also very annoying. Having a good time. Anyway, let's pivot. Well, oh, my niece is at the house. I mentioned she would be coming by. Where's this bloated zombie? Give me the Glock, which is gonna force me to drop the mace, which is fucking stupid, but okay. Drop the mace. Wield the Glock. Pop this guy so I don't have to deal with him poisoning us. Okay. Grab the mace. Dispose. Store and holster. It gave us the option to store in the bag. Drop the mace. We don't have the option on the mace, yeah. Length is still a big deal. Not many containers can hold things 31 inches long. Like, conceptually, it makes perfect sense, right? It's just super annoying when you have something that... I don't know if it's just because I've gotten used to it for, like, years of being able to just throw 10 planks in your inventory, no big deal. You know, I don't know if it's just, like, muscle memory where you get used to doing something, but, like... It's been really obnoxious, in my opinion, the whole length thing. Finding out that planks are so long also threw me quite a bit, because you just literally cannot pick up a plank anymore. I always pictured planks as like, I don't know, like a 1.5 foot long, maybe bit of 2x4. Turns out they're like 4.5 feet long, which I did not realize. So it's just an adjustment. And honestly, I'm just a complainer. If you watched any of the content, I'm a big complainy dude. I get pretty irritated by small things. But anyway, we're going to head to this gambling hall. And we're going to loot the gambling hall for electronics. Is the ultimate goal here. Lots of zombies. Not really a concern. Some of them have spotted me. Let's back off and kill them. I still don't really know if there's a alarm attached to the gambling hall, so we don't really want to have that trigger if we can avoid it. Can we drag these machines? We cannot. So we're only going to be able to deconstruct the ones that are close to the light. You can't deconstruct... I can't deconstruct the... Of course. Empty vending machines. Can't deconstruct slot machines, apparently. Planks annoyed me enough to add a bundle of planks recipe. Yeah, I saw someone that talked about that. I didn't know that was added to the game. That's cool. 51 inches, but it lets you carry 10 planks, essentially. That's cool. Yeah, because the only alternative was to use advanced... Well, hauling / advanced inventory, I guess. I guess they're the same thing. Basically, it's just one is a key press and one isn't. So we can't actually disassemble these. So instead, just give me a plank I can smash with. I don't want to ruin my mace. We're just going to smash some of this, see what we get out of it. Breath gives out. Oh, was not paying attention to my stamina. Also, yeah, I guess it's cop spotted. No, ignore. Get our stamina back. Breath giving out is bad. Smash, smash, smash. Yeah, it's not draining stamina super fast. I guess I'm just slow. Really irritated you can't disassemble these, though. Smash. So what did I get out of it? Some garbage. Yeah, so this is a bust. Can't get any electronics from this. Huge waste of time to walk back and forth over and over and over. Not sure why there's not a disassemble recipe for slot machines, but okay. Like the ATM kind of made sense, but... And I guess they're in a similar vein. You wouldn't want people to be able to easily disassemble a slot machine. I guess. But I just wanted some power converters. So I guess we will just grab random electronics from houses. Not really sure what all gives power converters. I imagine tools do. I don't really know about like basic kitchen appliances and stuff. Let's see what we've got here. Nothing. Nothing. No, nothing. Nothing. Not a single appliance in the house. Okay, so nothing there, unfortunately. What are you? ceramic plate, and a condiment bottle of mustard. Guess they've added condiment bottles to the game. I haven't seen one of them before, I don't think. Let's I guess just pop in houses. Here are some arcade machines. What is this? Fast food restaurant. I didn't know they had arcade machines, so we will just pivot to deconstructing these things. Oh, which should give us the electronics that we need. So pull this out into the light here. Deconstruct. Is Red Bull considered a power converter? Do you mean the energy drink? I suppose it converts power in the same way that a cup of coffee does. From caffeine to whatever human body energy is measured in, I guess, would be something. I don't really drink energy drinks these days. I'll have a Monster coffee drink every once in a while, but 3 power converters. We also should take pretty much everything else that's of value here. Let's continue taking these apart and see what all we can get. We'll even take the televisions apart if the light continues to allow us to work with these. So it's really nice that this place had electronics here. I didn't really expect that. Plastic chunks, power converter. I don't really think RAM does anything for me, but I guess we'll take everything. Circuit boards. Let's take these televisions apart as well. Much time. We have a little while till the sun fades. We'll do both. Yes. Was I... Yeah, I don't drink energy drinks. I'll drink... And Monster makes these really crappy coffee drinks, but I actually really like them. I think from a coffee perspective, they're not really probably very coffee-like at all. It's more like a coffee-flavored drink than it is coffee. But every now and again, my brother used to buy them all the time, so they were just around, and I would end up drinking them sometimes. So it is what it is. What else was I talking about? Oh, my niece is here. Yes. So, because of my brother's custody stuff, which I think we talked about somewhere in the past, but their arrangement involves him getting her for a full week during summertime. We will go get that other terminal here in a second. And so apparently that was this week. Starting yesterday, she came to the house for... She's gonna be here for a week, and I don't know how I feel about it. I love my niece, but she and I aren't close or anything, and having a child running through the house is a little bit off-putting for me. I have a pretty low tolerance for kids, to be perfectly honest. They're just so obnoxious so often. And she's a pretty nice girl, and she doesn't really talk that much, and she's not super terrible or anything. It's just I don't know how I feel about a full week of having a kid around the house. And she just doesn't think, right? She's a kid, so like she'll go around and she'll be very loud, and she doesn't really understand like that she's yelling and things like that. Or like today, like we just mentioned the cat, she was letting the dogs in and out, and we, she couldn't get the dog to go out, so she was holding the door open the whole time. And I had to go and be like, hey, the kitty tries to run out, be careful, and if the kitty gets out, make sure you come tell us right away. It's just like, it's not a big deal at all. It's just one of those interactions that it's foreign. I haven't really had that type of interaction. I don't know how to say it. It's weird. It's weird having a kid here. And she's a kid, so she doesn't think like an adult, and I'm just out of practice. I haven't really been around kids since I was like, I don't know, like a teenager probably. I guess no one in my friend group had children and things like that, particularly young, and we weren't really. I don't have that many friends anyway, and my brother was the first sibling to have a kid, so it's like she's the first niece. My sister is pregnant as well at this point. We don't know if that's a boy or girl yet, but so yeah, I'm out of practice when it comes to interacting with kids. My philosophy is just be as nice and as simple as possible. Like, break everything down to the most simplest components. Like, she had the door open, and my first thought was like, I should tell her that the cat tries to get away. And then I was like, but her brain as a kid, if the cat gets out, she's going to run after the cat or whatever, which is going to get the cat to run away further, etc., etc. So I made sure to mention, like, if the cat gets out, make sure you come tell us right away so we can help you get the cat. Because the kid's not going to think about that. They're just going to bolt. I don't know. It's like breaking everything down to the lowest common denominator so the kid can understand it. It's a weird thing. It's something I haven't really done a lot. If that even all makes sense. Let's take a look at, we have our electronics. Let's make this welder. Makeshift arc welder, yes. Root arc welder, yes. And we'll should have stepped closer to this table so I didn't have to drop everything. Drop this, activate craft, work on welder. Should not take very long. We are aching because of the heat. We are wearing full plate armor and leather pants while standing next to a fire. I keep forgetting to turn the fire off when I'm not using it. It's our legs in particular that are very hot, and that would be because of the leather pants. I don't really like the idea of just wearing plate armor, though. I feel like I should be wearing something underneath of it for, like, roleplay reasons, because I wouldn't just let my body rub up against plate armor. Seems like a great way to get stuff pinched off of your body when the plate armor bends. So it's pretty warm though. Pretty warm. Let's look at these in this menu. Binoculars, conflicts, I don't care about that. Just our helm, just our plate armor on our arms and torso, other than storage stuff. Legs, leather armor. Yeah, I just can't get rid of these. I don't think I want to get rid of the leather pants. So we'll be hot. Oh well, I guess. We do need to eat and drink. We haven't really eaten and drunk anything. Drank. Let's grab some food. We have a lot of meat, but we kind of would like to avoid eating just exclusively meat. We do have tofu. We eat some tofu. Tofu's pretty calorically dense. So we should have a pan or something around here. Actually, I don't think I ever grabbed a pan. Let's go next door and grab a pan. Looking for pot or pan, please. Spoons are not going to do it. Probably be in the oven. That's the sink. Fire extinguisher. Good thing to have. Probably not in the oven, but you know. I got a good smile, big sexy murder, and leather pants. Oh, sure, yep. Leather pants. I would never wear leather pants. I did date a girl who wore leather pants. When I was like, so I would have been, we were in freshman, so probably 14? Probably was 14, and the girl was, not a good girl. She was, really bad girl who did lots of really bad things. And I don't know, but like, yeah, 14-year-old who wears leather pants, probably not the best person in the world. And she was not great. But yes, I remember going to the movies with her, and she definitely wore very tight leather pants, which was a weird thing. Anyway, yeah, let's move on. Leather pants like cowboys without the backside. Yes, assless chaps. You know what's better than assless chaps? Crotchless chaps. They exist. Actually, I have no idea. I just saw, for some reason lately, YouTube has been recommending comedy stuff to me, and one of the thumbnails was Daniel Tosh wearing crotchless chaps, and I was like, probably not for me. That's probably not for me. Can't even imagine leather pants. Never saw those. I mean, they're just pants, but usually very tight and revealing, and made of leather. So, and then of course chaps are a thing. Yes, cowboys actually did wear chaps. They would protect your legs when you were riding and things. I guess. Actually, I have no idea why chaps are important now that I think about it, because I don't really get. Because it would be on the outside of your legs. It wouldn't really be on the parts of your body where you're rubbing up against the horse. So I don't know what chaps are for exactly. I did date a lot of horse girls, but I don't know. They never wore chaps. They just wore breeches and things. So I have no idea what I see our tofu actually thawed in the time it took us to find a pan. Really, tofu's only 130 calories. That's surprising to me. I thought tofu was like a really calorie dense food. Maybe it's nutrient dense. I don't really remember. Um, Connecting to chat. Oh, good. Be like that then, Xbox. Protect your legs when riding through brush. Oh, I mean, I guess that makes sense. I didn't really think about that. We have rotten tomato and mugwort here as well. Can we make anything with tofu? Tofu's pretty versatile. Component tofu. Literally just tofu fried rice. Okay. I mean, I don't have oil? I thought I had like literally jugs and jugs of oil. I always end up blending all my playthroughs together, not paying attention. So I guess we don't have oil? There's no way I haven't picked up some oil. Is it in our oil? Really? It's very common now in fridges, and we were in a fast food restaurant. I never grabbed a jug of oil. This is the problem with going through places and not picking everything up, is that you realize you forgot one thing, and then the only way to find it is to backtrack through places you've already been. Oil's like really pretty common in kitchens these days. So let's look around in a few of these kitchens. We'll probably find some pretty easily. I assume it would be in the fridge. I don't think we keep our oil in the fridge, but I also don't want to have to look through a bunch of random cupboards. I guess it would pop up pretty easily, like be easily seen, so maybe we can. Dad duty and lurking mode, thanks for the stream. No problem. Thanks for coming out. Enjoy fatherhood and things. Let's should be oil somewhere. How have I not found? It's not super important. Just eat the dang tofu. Tofu's pretty I don't think I've had tofu just on its own like that. I imagine it tastes okay. Pretty bland, I would figure. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't expect it would taste very much like anything, and it would be very, I guess it depends on the, what do they call it? It's like there's hard tofu, soft tofu, silken tofu. What would you refer to that as? Like what, I guess the hardness of the tofu would be what you would call that. I'm sure there's probably a term for it, but I have no idea what it is. Consistency and texture and all that, but like, there's probably a full name for that, isn't there? Anyway, I haven't had tofu in a long time. Anyway, let's start a fire. A refillable lighter. Start a fire. We will make some scraps of meat, because we might as well eat them and get them out of our freezer. We'll cook all of them, and we'll probably eat all of them because they have such a tiny volume. I guess murder is vegan in terms of wearable things. No cow over the skin. I actually have no problem at all with murdering animals for their skin. It's just that oh, it's on our table here. We'll grab this. I used to wear a leather jacket pretty much my whole life, like a cheap patch leather jacket that just looked, I just loved that jacket. Finally got rid of that a couple years ago. I would never wear leather pants. Absolutely no way would I ever wear leather pants. I don't have the ass for it. Let's drop our seeds here and some other things. The pot can go. We've eaten quite a lot. Let's drink some to get our thirst away, and then I think we'll just hit the bed here. Did I not type that right? Water. Do we have clean water? I do wish it would save your filter in this screen. I didn't have to search for water every time. You're already full. No, don't overdrink. And this menu's still popping up twice for some reason instead of just once. So, don't know what's going on with that. Let's lose the plate armor. Take off our plate armor. Take off the pants as well. You might as well sleep naked. You're so hot. And let's save just in case. And we'll take a nap here. And I will fiddle to try and get my Xbox back up to snuff. So other than my niece, nothing else really going on. I missed therapy this week due to some car issues. I have to get a hold of them. We're playing phone tag a little bit. Can't seem to get a hold of each other. And then worst case scenario, I of course just go to group next week and, you know, we'll talk about it there. Okay, so it says check your connection. You don't have a connection, but you're showing me objects from the Xbox shop. So clearly I have a connection because you're advertising to me. What I think is actually happening is just that you're a piece of garbage and you won't let me look at chat on my Xbox. That's what I think at this point. Maybe the menu pops up because there are 2 units of water in a bottle. No, I'm drinking from a gallon jug, so it's actually many more charges than that. And when you try to eat when you're full, it actually pops up the full menu twice. It'll say, are you full? Do you want to keep blah, blah, blah? That is what pops up twice. So it's not actually anything connected with my consumption so much. It's the prompt itself. It's not like saying, well, I guess it is connected, but like, it shouldn't be popping up twice, and I don't think it's related to the charges in the item. And it's identical. It's just you have to hit no twice, which makes me think it's opening twice. Chat is back. Hopefully, we're done sleeping. We appear to be deaf because I left the MP3 player on. Again, with the plutonium batteries in basically everything, I'm not really concerned about using up battery charges at the moment. No ass. Are you missing squat day? No, it's more like I'm just getting fat and my behind is not what it used to be. When I was a young lad, was chiseled, sculpted Adonis, and now that I'm older, I basically drive for a living. I sit all night when I'm working. I sit all day when I'm at the computer doing YouTube stuff and whatever. I just don't, Slippery John, 26 is now following. Thanks. That, alert scared the crap out of me because I guess I have the volume very loud. Hopefully that was not super loud for y'all, but scared the crap out of me. Thanks for the follow. Glad you're enjoying the stream. Yeah, no, I've just gotten gradually fatter over the years, and not as toned as I used to be, not as fit as I used to be, not as muscular as I used to be. And I sit all day, every day, and I just don't, and I don't eat very well. It's very hard, you know, if you ever meet people who are truck drivers or whatever, it's just easier to buy snack foods when you go, like, because when you're out, especially if you work at night, I can't go buy a sandwich, right? If I'm hungry and I'm on the route, I can't go buy real food. If I go to a gas station and want to buy like carrots, it's gonna be like $7 for a very tiny portion of like carrots and meat and stuff, because they do have healthy alternatives, but it's so expensive. So instead of that, you go to the convenience store and you're like, all right, I have like $1. What can I get for $1? And the answer is like really garbage food that you should not be putting in your body. And I just end up eating trash. I try really hard to like shop at other places. So like I try to buy things at like the dollar store and then take them with me to work. That way I'm not tempted to buy things at the convenience store. But it's definitely been contributing to my weight gain over the last couple of years. And yeah, like right now I'm probably about 6'1", probably about 245, the heaviest I've ever been in my life right now. Maybe closer to 240, but still pretty chunky. Which, I mean, for a guy who's 6'1", I don't look super heavy or anything. You mostly can just see it in my face a little bit, and then I'm getting a gut. Everything else, I still look proportionate. You know, sometimes you meet people who are really squat and wide, and it's kind of silly looking, but I'm pretty proportionate. I just look like a big dude. I don't look like I'm super obese or anything like that. It's just definitely overweight, and definitely need to spend more time exercising and eating less garbage. So we've made the welder. Didn't mean to ramble about being a fatty. We made the welder. Oops. Sorry, I dropped my phone cord. We've made the welder, which means we can start doing some more expansive vehicle work. We still need we have a drill, so we can start installing those additional cargo spaces, which is really good because this town is not super appealing to me. So we would love to set up our Deathmobile in a position where we could possibly move on and take everything with us. We do have this nice truck over here. If I were making a Deathmobile from scratch, I would start with this vehicle. I really like starting with the flatbeds. You can just chop off like the last two sections, and you basically have a fully functional, ready to go vehicle. Since we started with the food truck here, I think we're going to keep the food truck. Yeah, because it already has the kitchen unit and a freezer, which are like two pretty valuable things, and I don't really feel like transferring them to a new vehicle. We will up this a little bit by putting the cargo spaces for sure, but possibly also like an extra tank or something like that. So that's what we'll do when the daylight comes, but currently we can't really do vehicle work, so let's eat some more meat. How are we doing? We're still at normal weight, but again, oh, I left the engine running all night. We burned like 12 liters of gas. Let's turn this off. Not great. Pretty dumb of me to do that. And we'll take some more meat because we want to be pumping those calories in there. And unfortunately, that's going to require us to start another fire, which is going to make our character hot and irritable. But we need to cook this meat. No raw meat for you. Oh, I dated a girl when I was like 20 who would eat raw hamburger, and it's like the grossest. I've literally never been less attracted to a person than when I saw her put a pinch of raw hamburger in her mouth. And there are going to be some of you in chat who are like, "Oh, it's fine. You know, it's not a big deal to eat a little bit. People do." It's gross. It's gross. It's bloody. There's parasites. There's diseases. Don't eat raw hamburger. I think it was disgusting, and she was a gross lady. That our relationship was extremely brief and pretty terrible. But yeah, I just remember they were making meatloaf, and she just popped right in her mouth, little fistful. Little pinch of hamburger, not a fistful. If she had thrown a fistful, I probably would have had a stronger reaction. But let's eat this meat and stop rambling about ex-girlfriends. Cooked meat, yes. Eat the cooked meat until we are no longer very hungry. Have a few swigs of water to wash it all down. That is not the filter. Water. Drink. Water. We'll take one more and we'll probably be bumped to full, which is not great. Vampires are real. I mean, I guess, do vampires eat raw meat? Probably in some media they probably did, right? What am I thinking of? Oh, it was the X-Files, where that guy was slowly turning into it was like the Kafka-esque transformation thing, and he started eating just fistfuls of raw meat. You know, I think they did that in Supernatural, actually, as well. So that's definitely a media trope. I don't know about vampires, though. Mincemeat rolls are almost the same as eating raw patties, right? I would say no. Probably not the same, even remotely. It's just like what's the beef dish that you eat that's basically not cooked? My brain is saying beef Wellington, but that's definitely not it. What is Oh, I'm so blanking. My brain today is just not working with me. Let's grab an electronics book so I'm actually doing something instead of just standing here like a moron. Let's grab an electronics book. Sure, electronics to 5, that'll do. Turn off the flashlight. And I was just watching something on television as well recently where it was like they visited a meat factory and they were like, "Oh, it's fine, you can eat the raw meat." And they were tasting the raw meat. Can't think of what that was either. My brain today. Tartare. Yeah, I guess that is what I'm thinking of. Beef tartare. It's just really thinly sliced beef, isn't it? People eat that. I mean, I don't think that's the same as hamburger necessarily, because hamburger tends to have other things in it. But just don't eat beef. I remember being a kid, we would get these sweet sausages. They would come in packs of like 12, and it was just like, I don't know if they're common or not, but they had that really dark exterior, and it was just like a sweet sausage you would get from a Giant or whatever. And I used to eat those raw when I was a kid, and literally my family screamed in my face and was like, "You can't eat that. You're going to get parasites. You're going to get really, really sick." And I was like 7 and had no idea what the hell they were talking about. But I remember being scolded for that when I was a kid. And then ever since then, I've had a real aversion to eating anything raw. I don't like raw food in general. Sushi is like the only thing that I will tolerate, and that's fish. And I feel like fish is different. For some reason in my brain, it's just different than eating pork or beef. Tartar was invented by people that forgot to buy matches. I mean, okay. Okie doke. Every time I think of raw meat, I remember those leg parasites from Africa. Oh, do they eat leg parasites? That would be gross. No, yeah, parasites. Very, very real thing that you can get from meat. I think the reason they yelled at me was because the sausages had pork in them, and I think pork is like way more dangerous raw than beef. Like I think that pork and chicken are the two that you really can't eat raw. Beef is okay, you know, people get undercooked and like rare beef product all the time, but I think they got mad at me because it was pork, and pork is like trichinosis and parasites and all kinds of terrible things. When I think of raw meat, I just see Rocky punching it till it's tender. I mean, you have to tenderize your meat. It's just a fact of life. Got to do it.